A few months ago, this light came on the dash, and this is the warning light for the fuel filter. So a few months ago, I bought a new fuel filter and replaced it. And for the next few months, the car drove fine with no issues. And out of nowhere, this happened.
So this light's just come on the dashboard, the car's got no power.
The issue's back again. The car's gone into limp mode and it has no power.
The light's back on again after a couple of months. What the hell's going on?
So I pulled over to see what's going on.
I can't really see nothing that's different. The only thing that I think it would be is this fuel filter.
So I plugged in my diagnostic tool, ran a check, and this is what came up.
There's water sensor, fuel interruption, so I'm guessing water is getting into the fuel. So I'm gonna try change the fuel filter and see if that fixes it.
So I went on GSF Parts to try find a good quality fuel filter. And the best one they had was the man filter, so I ordered it. And of course I used the GSF Parts discount code to get some money off.
Right, we have just arrived at GSF Parts. Hopefully they had a long ass line inside.
And just as I thought, there was a long ass line inside.
A 45-minute wait, I finally got the fuel filter. And honestly, I don't know why it takes them so long in GSF Parts. I was there for 45 minutes and there was only, what, like 5 people in front of me. Like, that is crazy, man.
Now I've got the parts, let's install the new fuel filter. The first thing to do is to remove the intake pipe so I can get better access to the fuel filter. And just as I thought things were going well, this happened.
I've already made the first mistake. I flipping dropped tools already. No, wow. I've dropped the main tool that I need down there, all the way down there, and I can't get it. Oh, I don't miss working on cars, I'll tell you that. But luckily, I've got my impact driver set, so I'm going to use this extension. And I think once this is out, I should be able to get the tool that I dropped down there. You never guess what's just happened. The 10mm has fallen off the end of this and is down there. So I've dropped 2 of the tools that I need down there.
And after a few minutes of trying to get the tools I dropped, this happened.
Right, I've literally dropped everything down there. I've ended up dropping the extension bar down there.
So now I have no choice but to remove the battery so I can get my tools.
Right, oh no. I hope you guys didn't just see that. This now also fell.
Thank God it didn't fall too far and I managed to get it.
Oh, why does it keep falling?
After all the hiccups, I'm finally making progress of getting the battery off. Now I have access to the bolt to remove the airbox. With the airbox now removed, I can now get all my tools that I've dropped. And now I have all the correct tools, it's now time to remove this fuel filter. The first thing to do is to disconnect all the fuel lines. And then disconnect all the cables.
Right, let's get these 2 screws out. I've got my little bucket where I could drain the diesel into.
And now it's time to remove the fuel filter and drain all the diesel out before I could take the bracket off. With all the diesel now drained out, I can now remove the bracket. And this is when I ran into the next problem. No matter what I tried, I couldn't get this filter off. So I tried again.
Yes! I got it off, I got it off. I tell you, I spent about 10 minutes trying to get that thing off. I've just realised that it was a man filter that I put on it, it wasn't a Bosch one, and I've just bought another man filter. So let's change the filter, see if that fixes it. If it doesn't, then it's going to be the sensor.
So let's get the old filter off and put the new one on. And now I need to tighten the filter, also try not to break anything. The next thing to do was to put the water and fuel sensor back in. And with everything back in, it's time to put the fuel filter back in the bracket. And tighten up all the bolts. With all the bolts now done up, it's time to put the fuel filter back in. With the fuel filter installed and connected, it's time to put the battery back in. With the battery reconnected, now it's time to put the airbox back in. And then I went to tighten the bolt to secure the airbox and this happened.
Oh, I freaking dropped it.
This whole video I've just been dropping all my tools down the engine bay. But luckily I managed to find the bolt and tightened it. And then I tightened the bracket to hold the battery in place. Then I reconnected the intake pipe and the mass airflow sensor. And the last thing to go on was the air feed to the airbox. And the black clips to hold it in place.
That's it, I've done it. Let's start the car and see if the car actually works now, or if I've actually messed it up. So, the moment of truth. 3, 2, 1, let's start it. No, guys. The car ain't starting. Let's try it again. There you go. The car just shut off. Have I messed it up? I don't think I have. Let me try it again. I think it's because there's not enough fuel in the fuel filter. Let's try it again. Fingers crossed we fixed it. Let's go on a test drive and see how the car drives. So far the car don't seem too bad. I put my foot down a bit. Yeah, it's not in limp mode anymore, that's good, but let's get some petrol first and put some petrol in there.
So I went to the petrol station and put some petrol in the car, and after that things went downhill.
It's bad news. I've been driving the car for a bit and the light is flipping back. The light is back. For God's sake. So I've done all of that for no reason. I'm gonna have to take it all out again to change the sensor. What the hell, man? I thought obviously that would fix it, but it hasn't fixed it.
So I thought maybe it's because I didn't clear the fault codes. So I rescanned the car, cleared the fault codes to see what had happened.
All the issues are clear. Let's turn the car off, turn it back on. Let's start the car and see if the light stays on. Yeah, the light stays on. Yep, the car's still in limp mode as well. Right, so guys, it's even worse this time. The light is constantly on. Before, the light would go on and off, but now the light is constantly on and it hasn't gone off the whole drive home. So I'm gonna scan it again to see what fault code comes up. If it's about the water, then I think I'll change the sensor because it might just be the sensor. So I've just rescanned the car and it's come back up with no issue. So why is the light on the dash, but it's not showing anything on here? But earlier, before I cleared the code, it was showing it. So I'm actually not sure what the hell is going on. Like, I don't know.
Then I went to check the engine bay over just to make sure I didn't make any mistakes.
Little connection down there is also connected. That's connected. That's connected. And that's also connected. These are connected properly as well. So what the hell is going on?
So I scanned the car again to see what would come up.
Smart mechanic. Yeah, it's saying that there's water in the fuel. So I think it's the sensor, guys. So I'm going to try get a new sensor and then change the sensor tomorrow. So yeah, I think it's the sensor.